Today I'm going to show you a simple crochet pattern, and we're going to make a little face cloth. This is like a 3x3 square face cloth, which is a good scrubber. And first, before you start any project, is you want to check your pattern and make sure you have the right crochet hook and the right yarn. So our pattern calls for a size H crochet hook, which I have here. And it comes in, these hooks come in many different sizes, so there's a wide variety, and you want to make sure you have the right one for your pattern or it's just not going to turn out well. So we've got our size H hook, and our pattern calls for a cotton yarn. So what I have here is a sugar and cream worsted weight, which is another thing it calls for, lily cotton yarn. So we have the right yarn. And what we're going to do is start out with a slip knot. So you just tie a slip knot and you put your crochet hook through and pull it up so you have one loop on your hook. We're going to chain 20. So we're going to start out with a yarn over, is what this is called, is you bring the yarn over the hook and pull through that loop that you had. So now you have one stitch down here and still a loop on the hook. So we're going to chain 20. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Now it's very important to keep your count accurate, or it's going to throw your whole pattern off. So you want to make sure you're counting every step of the way. And so our pattern now calls for us to do, so we're going to work in the opposite direction now, and it calls for us to do a single crochet in the front loop of the stitch. So here's what our chain looks like. So you see these little V's here? These are the chains that we did, and the front loop of the stitch is this top of the V. So what we're going to do is pull that loop tight on here. Make sure your yarn is turned the right way, or your chain is turned the right way, and you're going to go through that front loop that's facing you, and you're going to pull or yarn over and pull the yarn through. So now you have 2 loops on the hook. And then you're going to yarn over and pull through both those loops, so now you have just the one. The pattern then says to work in the back loop, do a single crochet in the back loop of the next stitch. So that's going to be the loop behind that top V. You want to be careful and get the right one. So we're going to get that in there, and again we're going to yarn over and pull through and have 2 loops on, pull through the 2. That's what's called a single crochet. So we're going to work that back loop all the way to the end, and then when I can hook it we'll do that. So then we'll go a few stitches, and then I'm going to turn it and show you what we do next. So those are single crochets that we're doing here. So again, go through the loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over through both loops. That's a single crochet. The pattern then says, we're going to pretend like we're at the end of this. The pattern then says to chain 1, so that's a yarn over and pull through the loop and turn your work. So we're going to be working in the other direction now. So it tells us to take up that first loop, the front loop of that first stitch. So again, it's going in through that front top V, top of the V. Yarn over, yarn over and through the 2 loops that were on the hook, and then you're going to work in the back of the back loop only on this one, and yarn over and through the both on the hook, and do that all the way across. So what you're going to end up with, so you get to the end of this, I'll show you what we do again. You get to the end, and again, counting your stitches is going to be very critical, or you're not going to have a square piece when you're finished. So we're going to chain 1 and turn our work, and then do the same thing back and forth until we have our square. Okay, now like I say, these can be little gifts that you hand out at Christmas or for someone's birthday or whatever. Package it with a little soap, tie it all together, and it's a cute little gift. After you've learned this simple technique, then you can work on to something more complicated and work with a different material. This is working with a thread rather than yarn, and it's done with a much smaller hook. This is a little bitty stainless steel hook, and working with very fine thread. So once again you've practiced and gotten the stitches down, advanced to a double crochet and whatnot, you can move on to more complicated and precise projects. Now, crocheting isn't only for women. Men enjoy it as well. Men football players. I remember hearing Rosie Greer, he's a football player from the 70s who knitted. A tough guy knitting. Now, I've also heard that there's actors such as Ryan Gosling, now I know y'all know him, who also knits. So it's a nice relaxing project, nice way to unwind at the end of the day and be creative. So I hope you've all enjoyed watching this and learned something, and if you haven't learned how to knit or crochet and would like to take up crochet, I hope this inspires you to do so. Thank you so much for watching.